Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we're going to be doing this very pretty look, but most importantly we're going to be testing out a $5 foundation and highlight and switching things up a bit around. So if you guys want to see this video, make sure to keep watching. Okay guys, so I already did my eyebrows and I actually changed it up a bit this time. I actually used the e.l.f. lock-on liner with a little angled brush and just tried to do it as as natural as I could. And now I just have my primer on my face, which is just the foundation primer by Beauty Concepts, the color correcting formula one. So I'm actually going to be trying out the Urban Decay Urban Addicts little palette today. These pretty much just have like shimmers and like a really dark color and then like a setting kind of color. So I'm gonna have to use another palette for like translucent shade and all of that, but we got this. So I'm gonna get my Full Exposures palette. So I'm just going to start off by like setting my eyelid with this very white shade right here. I use this palette a lot. This was one of my first palettes ever. I'm just gonna go with this really light brown shade right here into my crease. That one I'm going to be putting this kind of nude pinkish kind of shade just to start making things match a little bit more with the shade that we're going to be using on our lid. And I'm gonna try and pass the translucent shade a little bit so that you can see that there's pink in there. So now I'm gonna get my Tarte palette in Bloom and I'm gonna go in with Sweetheart right there, just to, because this is a more intense pink shade and I really want to go towards the pink shade today. So I'm going to be going in very lightly with Rebel. It's the closest that I have to a darker pink shade, but very softly, like super softly right in the crease. Take your time. Gotta take your time with this so that you don't use that color too much. So now I'm gonna go with the Urban Addicts and I'm going to be putting Fireball right on my lid. But first, so on one eye I'm gonna apply it with my brush wet, and then on the other eye I'm gonna apply it with my brush not wet. So obviously I'm going to start off with the one that's not wet, just to see how pigmented this actually is. Okay, so this is with my brush not wet. It is very nice and pigmented. And now I'm going to wet my brush. So with my brush wet, it definitely turned out more like a hot pink. So I'm going to do that to this one, and then we are going to keep on with our makeup. So I'm going to actually be testing out a new foundation today, and I wanted to test this one out specifically just because it was so cheap that I was like, whoa, definitely have to try. So the foundation that I'm going to be testing out today is the Rimmel London Match Perfection 24-hour foundation. So I recently got this Real Techniques beauty blender, and it's so good. When you wet it, it becomes huge, so you will literally cover your face in like 5 seconds. And yeah, basically this was like $4.90 something, and it just really caught my attention. I was like, whoa, very cheap, definitely have to try that out. So it says it claims to be a 24-hour moisture pore blurring effect, broad spectrum SPF 20. So it says it's a sunscreen foundation, invisible coverage, visibly perfected skin. So we'll see. This does not claim to be oil free or to be matte or anything like that. I have very oily skin, so we will see. We will see, you guys. We will definitely. This foundation has such a good smell to it. Like, it smells like a perfume, like floor, like, I don't know, it just smells fresh, clean. I don't even know why it smells so good, but it definitely does. Okay, so that's one side of my face. I can't say that it's very coverable, like it's high coverage, but like, you guys tell the difference. Like, this is with and without, and I put a pretty good amount on my face. I still haven't even gotten to my forehead. So definitely makes my face look glowy. Definitely not matte. Like, if you have really oily skin, maybe this is not the foundation for you. Maybe not even for me, because I have oily skin. But we are going to see how this goes. For concealer, I'm actually going to switch it up this time and use the Dermacol foundation as my concealer, just because this actually is really good, you guys. I've actually used this before, and it's actually really good. So we're going to see. Okay, so that is mixed in, and my face is looking so glowy, but that gave me really good coverage. So we are going to set that, because if we don't set that, let me tell you. So I'm going to be using the Airspun Loose Face Powder. This is very cheap at Walmart for like $5, and it brings so much. Like, this will last you. I'm going to be using another beauty blender instead of that, because this is a very glowy everything, so we really want to set that good. I'm using the Natural Lash. I don't know what this brand is, by Paris Hilton. Never mind. I bought a couple of different ones, and I've been loving them so far. This is the last one that I have, but definitely good lashes. If you, I got this at Marshall's for like $4, so if you guys see this, definitely pick it up, because they're really good, inexpensive lashes. I'm going to go in with my MAC Studio palette. It's just a very cheap palette that I got at Marshall's. And I'm going to go very lightly with that, because I don't want too much bronziness. Dust it off with this e.l.f. This is an optical blurring brush. And literally dust it off. We don't want our pictures to be too white. So first I dust it off, then I mix in what's left. I noticed that I was mixing it in instead of dusting it off, and that's why I would look so white after, and I'm like, what is going on here? But I wasn't noticing that I was doing it. It's just, I guess, I'm used to like mixing everything in, so I wouldn't even notice. So now I'm gonna go in with a little tiny brush, and I'm gonna go back in with Rebel and go under right here down low. Some mascara on my bottom lashes. And for highlight, I'm going to be testing on a new one that has, I've been wanting to test it out for a while. I'm actually pretty late, but it's the Wet n Wild highlighting powder. This is in the shade 319B Blossom Glow. Looks like this. So I'm going to test this out. I'm going to go in first with a tiny brush, a little tiny angled brush, to go down the bridge of my nose and all of that. And then my brows. And then my little cornea of the eyes. Oh. And now I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild little angled brush. And highlight. Okay. This is kind of like a holographic kind of like there's kind of like a purplish tone to it. I don't know if you guys can notice, but there definitely is. Ooh. So for lipstick, I'm just going to be using my Neutrogena Moisture Smooth Stick because it's the closest to the closest shade that I have to the eyeshadow. So going to be using this one. This is the final look, you guys. I kind of feel like a Barbie right now because of all the pinky shades going on. The foundation's still looking really good. What I really liked the most was obviously the highlighter. Like, I'm literally glowing. I really like the lashes, and I really like the fact that I used the Dermaco as my concealer because it looks amazing. It looks amazing. It's very high coverage when you use it as a foundation, but try using it as a concealer. I promise you guys it's going to look amazing. Like, you're not gonna see one little under eye, one bag, nothing. So that is it for today's video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video.